Terry, what day? Come on, Terry. What day is it?
Hump day.
Hump day indeed. I wish that I understood these fair rule practices because I'd love to start the Wednesday show with the Geico Camel. And if there's anybody out there that works for like the Geico PR department or works for the ad agency and you give us the okay to start Wednesday shows with the Camel asking people what time it is, or what day it is, I'd actually would love that.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's pretty good. But for a retired person, today isn't hump day. Tomorrow is.
For a retired. Why is that, Terry? Why is Thursday hump day?
Because tomorrow, hump day, Thursday is the middle day in the 7 days. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's 6 days. Mm-hmm. In the middle of that, Thursday.
So if you retire, you ain't doing nothing anyway. So what difference does it make?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So speaking of video clips, did you get a chance to watch Darius Thorpe last night with us on Horse Center? Or I was going to say you're going to give me that I wasn't a team player again. Huh?
No. I watched it. It was really good.
Yeah, some fun stuff in there. We learned some interesting things about Darius. One of which Sean brought up. Let's listen to what Darius has to say. He's got 3 loves. One is God, family, horse racing, and
I'm really good, and I'm excited. Darius, you're another one. You're always positive, and it's great in the sport of horse racing where there's some negativity, but we need as much positivity as we can get. You said about your 3 passions. You also have another passion. And this one I find odd. Snakes. You have a pet snake, correct?
Yeah, I'm a animal person in general. So I have, maybe you can't really see it. It's a fish tank over here. So I got 10 fish tanks and a snake tank upstairs.
10 fish tanks.
So,
and you also the snake got loose last year. Is that correct?
Yeah. What he did? I was feeding him. And I got distracted and didn't snap the tank back up, and he disappeared for, I think, 2 weeks. Wow. And then one morning I just went to go. That's just normal day. I was like, I'm going to go get a coffee. And I had the Keurig in the kitchen set up. And I went to go click the button, and there he is wrapped up on the top of the Keurig.
Now, that's a heck of a way to start your day, Terry.
People
want to start their day with coffee and a snake.
Yep.
I can't believe that. Speaking of Darius, he's a pretty creative guy too. One of the things he talked about last night, his name is Thorpe, right?
Yeah.
So in the show, Sean was mentioning that a lot of people were commenting that Darius might be the best 4.5 furlong jockey at Charlestown, maybe by default, in the country. But he nicknamed himself Thorpedo.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's an excellent one. So if there are any folks out there that are graphic artists that are watching, I have an idea. And we'll get it to Darius. If you send it to us. You can email it to me at GTSRichB. Put it up on our social sites at Horse Race Today, both on Twitter or on Facebook. So take a torpedo, like the back half of a torpedo, and where the front of the torpedo would be, put like a horse's head, right, with like its mane flowing, and then riding the torpedo a jockey or make it Darius, right? And then we'll put on the torpedo. You know how they usually have like USS dot and then like a code. So you can put like US.U.S.S and torpedo.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. Yes. If someone out there has that kind of talent, I don't. I'm very rudimentary with Adobe. As you can see from our opening, what do? I just take the whole screen, color it in, and make it look like the horse numbers. I can't do anything any more sophisticated than that, Terry.
Yep.
So anyway, yesterday, mixed bag of stuff. It was a crazy day for me at yesterday at Parks because I had a lot of a lot of my first picks and second picks won. Yeah. In that middle pick 4, if I had followed you, Terry, I think my second pick won the first leg, and then the next 3 legs, my first pick won. Yeah. And then I decided to do the back half, and then I just screwed that one up. So just a goofy day.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a great day because other than the fly, I got the pick of the day. I hit the box pick. For superfecta, trifecta, exacta, and I got that pick 4, that middle pick 4, and 2 of my legs in that pick 4 were my first pick. So, So I had a good day.
Yeah, I mean, I just had like a mixed bag day, right? I had a lot of, like I said, top picks did all right, but just had a difficult time, and I'm sure all horse players have been through that, where you seem to be all or nothing days, right? And then the connectors are the ones that kill you. The killer connectors, Terry, where one vertical bet begins and one vertical bet ends. And if you don't get that one, they both they disappear like Darius' snake for a couple of weeks.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
So today we're going to head off to Gulfstream Park, South Miami. Well, it wouldn't be South Miami. You'd just be in Miami. I think it's in Coral Gables, actually. Not 100% sure, but South Florida. Race number 1, Terry, is the first race that we're going to cover. It is a 1 mile and 70 yards, Terry, on the, I think it's on the all-weather track. One of the things, it's on the all-weather track. You know, these new tracks down there, that new track, the Tapeta, it's hard to keep track of which dirt track or Tapeta track or grass track they're on. But in any case, race 1, 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta, Terry. So far, they've run 49 races, 28 winners, Terry, by stalkers and closers. 5 have gone wire to wire. And it's actually a distance and surface where it doesn't matter where you break from the post position. So any horse can win, Terry, provided it's the best horse. I see you think Peter D is the best horse. Why?
I do. Well, won 3 races in a row at Gulfstream and at today's distance. And his best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters. Then at number 5, California Frolic. Won the last 2 races in a row, receiving the highest last race speed rating. Drops in class today. The trainer wins 100% of the time when their entry drops in class off of a win, and Lasix added.
So you're from California, Terry. Are you a frolicker?
I'm a little old to be frolicker. I used to be.
Frolicker back in the early days. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right. Number 1, Tang, won his debut race at Gulfstream. He was well bet in the debut, and Lasix is added this today. And then number 3, KC Chief, drops in class today and may improve with Lasix added.
So I'm going to start with the price today, Terry. Let's hope we come out of the box swinging, baby.
Yep.
Pitchers and catchers aren't that far away from reporting, so let's hope we can find a home run in here. But Tang, not only did it come out and win its debut, it also has the top pedigree for the distance and surface. I don't know how they figure that one out. But and then what I like a lot about that horse, Terry, is it made a real strong late move. I love debut horses that come out and show a lot of competitiveness and fight at the end of the race. It tells me that horse wants to win. I do like Peter D. He's winner of 4 of 5, 3 of 3 at Gulfstream Park. Every single one of those Gulfstream Park races was on the Tapeta. So you know that the horse likes the track, has the top late pace figures in the field. And as I mentioned, 28 winners out of 49 races were won by stalkers or closers. So that should come into Peter D's benefit. Number 5, California Frolic. It's the has been, Terry, not the now be, Terry. It's a head away from winning 3 in a row, Terry. And in that streak has 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive speed figure increases. That's a horse that's walking up the ladder. And the trainer here, Terry, is dropping them. And so far in 2022, when they drop off a win, the trainers won 3 out of 3. Finally, closing shop here, Terry, race number 1 with Sun Viking. And if you're going to go down to Florida, some of the things you want is Sun. This horse has put some of the fastest opening fractions on the track, 3 consecutive races where it's improved its speed figure. And then if you look at Luis Saez, and you just look at the jockey standings down there in Miami, jockey Luis Saez is killing it in distance races and in sprint races and in turf races and in dirt races. I mean, essentially you want Luis on your ticket at all times. So that's why I'm going with number 4, Sun Viking. Race number 2, Terry, is 1 mile and a 16th, another track race on the all-weather. 27 races, Terry, 14 of which were won by speed, so just one more than half. Again, you know, it's playing fair. 6 horses, however, have gone the distance, wire to wire, and there is a disadvantage, Terry, to posts 1, 2, and 3 in this case. The best place to be is 4 through 7, but even if you draw number 8, you tend to fare out all right. So that's a pretty fair distance. Speed wins. You have winners come from off the pace. Just don't want a 1, 2, or 3 in this maiden claiming $25,000 horse race for Florida maidens 4 years old and up. What do you like?
I like number 4, El Picado. Actually been knocking on the door for a win, finished in the money in the last 4 races. He has a high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez.
So
And
with
he
these
has-
knocking on the door horses, Terry, I got the Tom Carley angle. I have
Yeah.
the Denzel Washington angle. Should this be the what's the guy's name? Knocking on heaven's door. Come on, he's from your era. Bob Dylan. Should these
Bob
be the
Dylan.
Bob Dylan horses?
That's it. I think that's a good one. So
All right. So from now on, you're knocking on the knocking on the door horses, Terry, are the Bob Dylan horses. So El Picado is a Bob Dylan type.
all right, sounds good to me. Anyway, he also has a highest last speed rating tied with another one, and has the best all-weather speed among today's starters. And then number 6, Crown of Honor, switches to Luis Saez and drops in class today. And the trainer wins 21% of the time when he takes a horse from the turf to the all-weather. Then I like Warren, high percentage trainer, switches to high percentage jockey, drops in class today. Trainer wins 25% of the time when going from a maiden to a maiden claiming. Then I like number 5, iGen, has a sharp workout on January 14th, second best out of 11.
We have the same 4 horses, Terry, here, just in a slightly different order. We start out the same with El Picado, Bob Dylan on top. So as you mentioned, it's also a horse that's a Denzel Washington horse too, because he spends a lot of time around the barbershop, just doesn't win a lot. His trainer's turning him around pretty quick. It's been off, I think, since January the 1st. So quick turnaround, less than 20 days. 3 consecutive times that the horse stepped up the speed ladder, Terry. And last time out, not only did it step up the speed ladder, but it showed better fraction. So the horse is improving for sure. Crown of Honor, Terry, has the best speed number out of any of these horses on an all-weather track. Or his best speed number, was on an all-weather track, and has the best late pace figures by a wide margin. And as I already mentioned, Luis Saez is just tearing up the track when they go in routes. Gets Suisse today, which is a big upgrade. iGen is 3 consecutive races, Terry. We're also walking up the ladder. Could be better in its second race off the bench, and last time out showed some of the best early pace out of any horses in this field. Pace could work. Pace might not work because the track plays fair. And finally, number 7, Worm, is a Tom Carley drop, maiden special weight down to maiden claiming. This is a 23% angle or 25% angle for Christophe Clement, with the horse that has the top pedigree. And when you pair up Christophe and Tucker and jockey Tyler Gaffleone, so far this year, the two have combined to run 10 races, and they've won exactly 5 of them. So 50%, Terry. And anything that plays at 50%, if it actually hits at 50% and you get better than 1-to-1 odds, it's a bonus. It's a value, Terry.
It is.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So race number 3, Terry, is your Box It Up. Let's bring up the Box It Up tickets today. So here you go. Box It Up is where we take and you said you hit all of yours yesterday. I think I only had a winner. I got split by another horse in the middle on the other ones. But in any case, $1 exacta, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box, back-to-back races, Terry. Fire away.
All right. So I like number 4, Shawnee Princess. Ran second in her only start against similar horses. And she has a high percentage winning jockey, Tyler Caracleone. She has a sharp workout on January 12th. Then number 2, Testimony Finish, who finished third versus similar in last race. Trainer wins 20% of the dirt starts that he enters horses in. Then I like number 3, Jazla, finished third in last race and received the highest last race speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and the hot trainer who has won 2 out of 5 starts, and she has a good workout on January 14th. And I think number 6, Honor That. The trainer wins 20% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to the race.
So indeed, for me, Terry, let's pull my pick to put back up for race number 3, Terry, which is a maiden optional claimer for 5.5 furlongs, Terry, and 5.5 furlongs. And this one is on the all-weather track. This one's actually on dirt. I'm so confused all the time. So they've had 10 races so far, Terry. This has been a big speed bias. And if you remember when track announcer Pete Aiello was on the show, he did mention that the turf and the dirt tend to have a big time speed bias at Gulfstream, and that's why he liked it to Petta, because it kind of takes that out of the game, so to speak. But still, 9 out of 10 at 5.5 furlongs on the dirt, won by speed. 4 of 10 going wire to wire, Terry. Inside 3 only have 1 win. All of the wins come in posts 4 through 7, Terry. I like number 3. I was almost going to make number 3 here my best bet of the day, but I picked another horse instead, and that's Jazla. Big improvement from its debut race into the second race. Cut its fractions by a very noticeable amount. Ran some of the fastest fractions for any horse in this field last time out. Shawnee Princess, Terry, another one that ran some really good fractions last time out and went to the sidelines, put in a good workout, which tells me it's going to be sharp once again, and has the top early pace and late pace combination for this field. And it's not even close. And I grew up at a place, I used to go skiing out in the east coast of Pennsylvania, right by where Delaware Water Gap. If you've ever driven through there, where Interstate 80 crosses from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, there's a little mountain there. We used to be right next to my grandparents owned a house, the property bordered with that, called Shawnee, and there was a Shawnee Inn. It was a really nice place to go skiing. So if you're ever out that way, I don't know if it still exists, but we used to have Christmas parties there now and then. It was a lot of fun. So they got a nice golf course there too, if you like the golf. So golfing, food, and skiing. In any case, my next pick is Testimonial. This is a horse that's making its second start off a layoff, and that layoff was for more than a year, and it came back and ran a pretty sharp race that first time around. And the resume says that Testimonial will be better in the second start off the bench. And finally, High Fair is the horse that has the top pedigree in the field, far better fractions in the last race, and I really struggled with putting either that one or Honor That in that race, because Saez is on the Honor That, does have the top early pace numbers with the 4 and the 7. But the thing that Luis seems to either win in sprints or finish out of the money, because 31% of the time he wins, but only in the money 50% of the time. So I feel like some of the other horses here might beat Louis here. Race number 4, Terry. We're moving along at a pretty good clip today, huh?
Yeah, it's good too.
Yes. 5 furlongs, Terry, on the all-weather track. It is 28 races so far, 18 won by speed. So here you see the Tapeta showing up with a little bit of a speed bias, probably has more to do with the distance than the track itself. 7 of the 28 races were won wire to wire. And again, we find that all the post positions play fair, Terry, in this race, which is a optional claiming $75,000. Non-winners have won lifetime with a purse of $61,000. This is my box it up, Terry. So let me pull it back up on the screen, and then I'll run through the horses and why I like them. I like Lily Bear as my top selection, Terry. Lily Bear has some good early speed. Gets Lasix for the first time. You know I like that. You have Luis Saez teaming up with Joseph Safi Jr. And that combination, Terry, despite the fact that Joseph Safi Jr. is a really strong jockey trainer down there, Luis being the top jockey, they have a positive ROI of $126.
That's good.
That's really good. And this is with a horse that has the top pedigree and is dropping from $100,000 that it was running for last time to $61,000 this time. So a sizable drop there. 5th anniversary, my second selection, number 5, is another one, Terry, that's making a drop, coming down from $125,000 purse to the 61. Again, here we have trainer Joseph Safi Jr. again. It's the first time that 5th anniversary is making a start for Safi Jr. And he hits at 21% with that. And 33% of the time when he teams up with jockey Junior Alvarado, the horse wins. And 5th anniversaries put some really solid workouts on the track prior to this start. Number 3, Bali del Sol. Top last race speed figure, dropping from running for 200 grand, Terry, to 61. And you know I love that angle. Top last race speed figure dropping in class. And then he has a horse that does put together some really good fractions when the gates open and working pretty well heading into the spot. And finally, number 1, Baby's Dialed In. Won the debut by 1 3/4 lengths and it's getting Lasix. So I expect a little better effort from Baby's Dialed In round number 2 for its career. Now, do you think I got a good box it up there, Terry? Do you see it a different way?
No, I think you do. I have the same 4 horses, but not in exactly the same order. I like number 5, 5th anniversary as my first pick. And you look at that last race, it was 7 furlongs, and it led for most of the race until the top of the stretch and then kind of died a little bit. But today, cutting back
That's
to 5
not a good
furlongs.
word for horses, Terry. Faded.
Well,
we got to go
faded.
with faded.
Yeah, faded. Okay, and then today she's dropping back to 5 furlongs, dropping in class. the trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has been in the money 13 out of 13 times. No, 11 out of 13 times, and has won 4 of those. Sharp workout on January 15th. And then I like number 3, Bally Deso. Finished third versus similar in last race and earned the last race, highest last race speed rating. Drops in class, and another one that Lasix being added. Then number 1, Baby's Dialed In. Won her debut race at Gulfstream, as you said, and Lasix is added there too. And then I like number 2, Little Bear,
Lily Bear.
Lily Bear, yeah. Has a high percentage trainer, drops in class today. Trainer wins 28% of the time when he uses Lasix on a horse for the first time, and should improve with the shorter distance.
And Syed Fran, thank you for the thumbs up. If you're watching and you like what you see, too, subscribe here while you're on YouTube at Racing Radar. Give us a thumbs up or like us on Facebook, and retweet us on Twitter. I'm not quite sure how their algorithms work, but all the thumbs up, give us the positive ratios. We'll appreciate that. Race number 5, Terry, wraps up the early pick 4, and we're going to get to our hot dogs in just a moment. This is a maiden $60,000 race, 1 mile on the turf, Terry. So that's going to be a good way to get a maiden win in. 36 races so far. 23, as Pete Aiello alluded to, are won by speed. 10 of the 36 went wire to wire. You have a pretty good inside speed advantage for the first 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then 4 plus, they win at some pretty similar rates. I found this to probably be the most challenging race on the card because you have a couple of first-time starters in here. And when you kind of look through the first-time starters' pedigree, most of the Papas were really good on dirt. And most of their prodigy is really good on dirt. And these horses are running on turf. So it made it kind of difficult to figure out how to rank the first-time starters. But, Terry, I think you're going with a horse that has experience on top with Lady Pucci. Why?
Yeah, because switches to a high percentage jockey, winning jockey, and has the highest last speed rating of the horses that have ran. Drops in class today, and the best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And they added Lasix. Then I like first-time starter number 4, Feral Song. Chad Brown trains this horse, and Tyler Glaffrione is in the irons. I like number 9, another first-time starter, Lemon Red. Breeding suggests she will like the grass, and she's trained by a good trainer, Chad Brown. And then I like number 6, Golden Effect, switches to a high percentage jockey, Paco Lopez. I love him in the saddle. Trainer jockey combination the last 14 days has won 2 out of 4 races.
I was thinking about making this one my box it up too, Terry. But it was just too many uncertainties with the first time starters. I like Feral Song. As I was going through like the past performances for all of Feral Song's prodigy that's on the track, it's just amazing. Horse after horse after horse has really good records. 7 races, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Yeah. Running in stakes races, running in high level races. 5th and 6th race into the career. Feral Song looks like a daddy. You better keep your eye on when an offspring hits the track, Terry. So his horses have kicked some rear end on the track. I'm going to put Feral Song on top. You have Tyler Gaffalione, who's the number 1 jockey on the turf here. To me, the only question is Feral Song like the turf? That's it. If he does, I feel like he's the winner. Number 8 is another first-time starter, Ultimate Copa. You have Christophe Clement, who is – it seems to me that just anecdotally, every time Christophe Clement is on a turf race, he seems to me like he'd be a turf specialist. Teams up very well with jockey Junior Alvarado, who I was contemplating that in the 9-horse Lemon Red. Mm-hmm. And the combination between Christophe and Alvarado was better than the combination on Lemon Red with Chad Brown, and I forget who the jockey is off the top of my head. So that's why I went with that race. Plus, I feel like the better Chad Brown horse in this race is Feral Song. And that's why Tyler's riding that one. I like Lady Pucci as well. 4 consecutive speed figure increases, Terry. Third race off a layoff. Last race was the top speed figure in the race, dropping from 100,000. So there's that combination again of horses that are making a drop off the top last race speed figure. And again, this trainer is turning this horse around like that. And then finally, Golden Effect, Paco on the grass is tied for the most turf wins and also has a very high win rate in route races as well. So there's a lot to go on there. So hopefully, Terry, when we get to the race number 5, both of our hot dogs will still be in play. So let's pull them up right now.
All right.
So hot dog for Terry, he went 3 deep in the first leg, and tell us what you got there.
Okay, I like the 4 with the 6 and the 7. In the third race, I like the 4, 2, and 3. Fourth race, I like the 5 and 3. And then the fifth race, I like the 10 and the 4.
Mm-hmm. And I to me, the last 2 races were the ones that I felt like I had to go the deepest, especially I was trying to find a way to go 2, 2, 2, 4 or 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 5 in race number 5, but I just couldn't find 2 horses in race number 4 that I felt comfortable. You went with the 5 and the 3. I felt like I had to add the 2 in there, so that's why I constructed the ticket that way. I started actually with race number 5 and worked my way. Well, what I did is I started with race number 5, and I wanted to have 4 horses there. Then I looked to see which race I could absolutely have 2 in, and I felt like that was race number 3, and then the other 2 around it. So it was a difficult construction for the hot dog for me here, Terry. And hopefully when we get there, we'll have a chance to win, Terry. And something else people have a chance to win, Terry. I don't know if you saw this on our Facebook page, but Sean, the ultimate Swiss Army guy, has put together a package for somebody who's going to win a Mike Smith signed picture.
That's right. Yeah, I did see that.
And that's cool. A nice one on Justify at Churchill Downs.
Yeah.
So all you need to do to qualify, Terry, is to go onto YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already, and then just let us know on Facebook or Twitter that you did it. And then Sean will award somebody that. I think he wants to get it to 800 people by tonight. So that's the goal there. Yeah.
And let me say, if you want to spend a few more dollars on our hot dog pick 4, you might want to throw Tom's as number 3, My Philly Twirl in there. That's his top choice. So,
and what race is that one in?
That's in the 5th race.
The 5th race, My Philly Twirl top choice. Yeah, I was going on. That was actually my next pick, the 5th pick for me. It's those first time starters were really for me. It was just really difficult to decide between the first time starters, and like I said, this was the race to me that was the most difficult of all. To handicap because of the horses that were in there. Race number 6, Terry, starts the late pick 4. We'll get to our prime rib tickets in a moment. So race number 6, once again, Terry, we have the same 4 horses in just a little bit of different order. I'm going to have a great day, Terry, if the 4 wins. We see a lot of yellow cross that finish line first. Why do you like the 6 more than the 4?
Well, I like race day speed because finished 3rd on an all-weather track in the last race. And this horse has won 7 out of 18 races last year. And I think she'll improve with returning to a sprint. And I like number 5, Tis Possible, dear. Has the highest last race speed rating, can improve while returning to a sprint, and the best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And they're adding blinkers, which may improve her race. And then I like number 4, Siestral Cheetah. Should improve while on returning to the dirt. And the trainer wins 21% of the time in the first race after he claims a horse. And then number 3, Papa's Little Girl, finished 3rd in her last race. Has good workout on 26th of November, 36.2 breezing, 3rd best out of 9.
So this is a 7 furlong race, Terry. That is a optional claiming, 12,500 non-winners of 1 lifetime for state-bred fillies and mares that are 4 years old and up. And looking at the track and distance, Terry, this is 7 furlongs on the dirt, not on the all-weather. And again, you can see the speed bias when they move over to the dirt. 16 races, 12 of them won by speed. 4 went wire to wire. You want to have a inside 3 post if possible, or an 8 and out. So Celestial Cheetah is my top choice here. The 4-horse Terry has 2 of the fastest, in the top 2 for fast opening fractions last time out. 1 in its only race that it's run on the Gulfstream dirt by 6 1/4 lengths. So to me, that is the right surface for that horse. Number 5, Tis Possible, dear, is the only horse in this field, Terry, that's moving down in terms of the purse money that it's running for today. Last time out, ran for $80,000, running for $54,000 this time. has the top early pace numbers in the field. So I think Tis Possible is the one that'll be pulling the cart. Has won 5 of 8 at the distance, Terry. And then, so this is a horse for this distance on the course, because at any other distance only has 6 wins in 30 tries and has a really good workout getting ready for here. Papa's Little Girl ran a little faster furlong fractions last out. But if you look at its ability, Papa's Little Girl has run the fastest quarter mile that any horse has put on the track in the last 10 starts. And then finally, number 6, Race Day Speed, 3 for 3 at 7 furlongs, 7 high-quality starts in her last 10 starts. For last Thursday's Players Edge guest, Chantel Sutherland riding there.
Yep.
Race number 7, Terry, is 1 mile and 70 yards on the all-weather. We talked about that already, and I think race number 1. A little more than half of those winners were stalkers and closers, with only a handful going wire to wire. And you get a fair run no matter what post you leave for in this allowance $16,000 race, with a purse of $34,000 for fillies and mares that are 4 years old and up.
Yep.
What do you like in race 7?
Okay, in race 7, I like number 2, Flying Black. You know, she's won 2 races in a row, so she's going for a hat trick. And she's finished in the money 7 out of 8 times, winning 3 of those races in 2021. So she's a very competitive horse. The trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days has been in the money 7 out of 8 times, winning 3 of those. And I think number 4, Current Situation, won last race and received the highest last race speed rating. The trainer wins 50% of the time when he takes his entries to an all-weather surface. And then she has a sharp workout on January 13th. Then I like number 8, Insadorable Ada. Beaten only a half a leg against tougher horses, although it was in the turf. Drops in class today. Then I like number 1, Odrama Mark. Ran second in last race, winning, and the winning percentage jockey Paco Lopez is in the irons. The trainer wins 21% of the time when going from a sprint to a route.
I like number 4, Current Situation, at the top of my ticket, Terry, because it ran on Gulfstream's all-weather track one time and did so last time with the top last race speed figure. So I think it's a horse that probably likes the surface, and I expect to see improvement in second race after a layoff. Flying Black, Terry, 3rd start off the bench. According to its past performance, should be as good as race number 2. Horse loves the distance, Terry. He's 2 for 2 at the distance, and both of those were at the all-weather track. Has the top pedigree as it moves up the performance ladder with 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Number 1, or Odramark. First route. This is the thing I wonder about a little bit. This horse is making its first route after 23 starts. But I don't know that it'll be an issue, because it does have the top late pace figures in the field and did run the fastest quarter-mile fraction to any horse in this race. And a lot of times, too, you see, Terry, with horses that run sprints, the first time they run a route, because they're so used to that giddy up and go out of the gate for the sprints, I have no doubt that Audremark is going to be on the gas right from the get-go. Finally, number 7 is Playera. Horse hasn't done the all-weather yet, but is 1 for 1 on an off-track, ran one of its better races there. It's dropping, and sometimes, like I said, with grass, that the off-track record could be a good indicator for horses that are making their first start on grass. And since most jockeys have told us that all-weather to grass is a better indicator than dirt to grass, I'm making that leap. I'm making that really bad SAT leap where, remember those questions, boys wear red hats, Joe is a boy, Joe is wearing a red hat. I'm making that leap right now, that SAT leap. But nonetheless, the horse is dropping from $61,000 last time out for $34,000 this time. And when you look at its early pace and late pace combos, I feel like the distance and should be a good fit for this horse.
Sounds good. The first race at Gulfstream just went off, and the number 3 horse won the race, and number 8, I believe it is, ran second. And let's see, number 5 ran third, it looks like to me. So
just like yesterday, off to a fast start, huh?
Yeah, well, at least my fourth pick won it.
Uh,
Yeah, and the 4 ran fourth. So, ooh, it's close between. Yep, it was 3-8-5-4.
3, 8, 5, and 4.
Yep.
Next
Okay.
up is race number 8. This is my best bet here, Terry, and I have a feeling that Tom probably likes this horse as well too. Won its debut at Belmont, at a favorite at a $1.25, so a little better than what was that, about 6-5 odds.
Yeah.
Then from there ran out to Ascot to run in those big Ascot races, and it lost to Perfect Power and Perfect Power is a very good horse. Only lost by 1 length. Been on the bench since and comes back. So very strong jockey and trainer combination. Classic State of Mind is the second choice from here, Terry. It went wire to wire in its last, has early pace, and gets the first time Lasix coming off the top last race speed figure. So that should prove to be a pretty powerful combination. Mogaloo is 3 of 4 at the 3/4 of a length from being undefeated, Terry, in its first 2 starts. Has some of the fastest opening fractions and gets some speed aid with Lasix. And at these 5 furlong turf races, Terry, 21 of them so far, 12 won by speed with 8 going to wire. And you want to have it inside 3 post or 8 and out. And finally, I'm wrapping up race number 8 behind my best bet with Pure Spite. Has the top pedigree, improved nicely from its debut in its second start, and has some good works to keep the horse tight in between.
Yep.
You have a best bet here too, Terry. So it's another battle of the best bets. This is going to be
right.
Let's see who wins the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I like number
Well, actually,
3.
the first time we had the same race, neither one of our horses won. So I'm winning that one 1-0 right now.
All right. Well, I like number 3 as my best bet. Mogula won last race at Gulfstream Park on the turf at today's distance, and has a high percentage trainer. And the trainer wins 44% of the time when entering a horse in its second grass race, and they added Lasix. Then I like number 5, Classic State of Mind, who won last race at Gulfstream Park and earned the highest last race speed rating. The trainer wins 35% of the time with first start, where he has a horse going a turn. And then Lasix added there. And then number 7, Lucci was only beaten a length versus Tougher in the last start. Of course, coming over from overseas again after running over, I think, in Dubai or something like that. But anyway, he has the best dirt speed among today's starters. He dropped some class today, and Lasix added. And then number 1, Pure Spite won last race at Gulfstream Park. The trainer wins 25% of the time. When a horse that's been off for 90 days comes back to race, and Lasix added.
And Tom mentions that not only did Lucci, the 7 horse that ran at Ascot, finish behind Perfect Power, Go Bears Go, also a really good horse that it finished behind. And it was a pretty tight fit. I mean, only 1 length separating the horse that finished first and the horse that finished fast. So yeah, I think that's Tom says the time for him was 100. So these are all pretty good numbers for that Lucci horse. The only question to me is the layoff. Before we get to the last race, Sean says tonight, to remind everybody, on Horse Center, our guests are Katie and Trevor McCarthy, along possibly with Baby Riley, which will be making its Horse Center debut. There they are, yep. Trevor, Katie, and Baby Riley. So they'll be joining us tonight on Horse Center at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check that out. Come to say hi to Trevor, Katie, and Riley. And if you have any questions, of course, one of the great things about that, it's an open forum, and you have an opportunity to ask the jockey, Trevor and Katie, and maybe Baby Riley, some questions. I don't know if Riley's ready for that or not. Finally, Terry, last race of the day, race number 9, Terry. This one is 5 furlongs, maiden optional, claiming $50,000 for maidens and fillies that are 3 years old, Florida bred, and have maidens or claiming price of $50,000, Terry. 5 furlongs on the, what is this one, all-weather track again? Yes, all-weather track. 28 races, 18 won by speed, 7 wire to wire, and it doesn't matter where you break.
That's right. So, well, listen, I like number 9, Bullet on Tap. Ran second versus similar in the last race and earned the highest last race speed rating, tied with another horse. And if you look at the speed ratings in the last 3 or 4 races, this horse has increased each race, which means it's really racing into form. Trainer wins 35% of the time with first start with the turn, and this horse should win because of the shorter distance. It has the best all-weather speed among today's starters, and Lasix is added. And then I like number 5, Our Girl's Worth. It ran second at Gulfstream Park at today's distance and received the highest last race speeding, actually tied with Bullet on Tap.
Mm-hmm.
And then it switches to jockey Paco Lopez and should improve at a shorter distance. And also Lasix and blinkers are added, which may help. Then I like number 2, Devilly. Switches to a high percentage jockey, can improve with Lasix added today, and has a sharp workout on January 15th. And then number 7, Shoot Like a Girl. Dam's won 6 winners from 7 starters, and 3 of those are stakes winners. And the breeding suits today's sprint distance. Trainer's Mark Cassie, who's, a pretty darn good trainer. And in the last 14 days, out of 18 starts, he's had 9 in the money, 7 wins. Sharp workout on January 13th.
Tom asks, he mentions number 5, Girls Are Worth It. Are girls worth it? Sometimes it's a question every guy asks in his lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Tom mentions that this horse is coming off the claim and has taken putting the blinkers on versus Florida Breds this time. So that's one of Tom's favorite plays right there. And he mentions that the first time blinkers for the trainer is a 36% angle. So that's my top horse, Tom. I agree with you right there with Our Girl's Worth It. Been well bet in both races, gets Lasix for the first time and has ran much better fractions last out. So maybe those blinkers speed up those fractions. Nonetheless, it does. Our Girl's Worth It has the top late pace and early pace combination like that. Number 9, Bullet on Top, had some nice internal race improvements from start to finish last time, making its 3rd start off the bench and the first 2, because 3 in a row were speed increases. So if the horse can continue to move up that speed performance ladder, that can work out. Number 2, Devilly, second off a layoff. Terry ran some of its best fractions last time out in its first race off the bench, put in a really nice strong workout on January the 15th. And this is another horse that can giddy up and go, as it's produced the fastest fractions in the opening quarter out of any horse in this field. And then finally, the last pick here, Terry, was a tough one between number 6, Mandorla, or Shoot Like a Girl. I went with Mandorla because the top pedigree has a better pedigree. And then if you look at the jockey matchup between Esmeralda Jaramillo versus Miguel Vasquez, Jaramillo has a much better record, in sprints than Miguel Vasquez does.
Looks like Thomas is teasing me. Terry, aren't you doing the races for Chile?
We ought to do the races for Chile because Tom did ask if we're doing races 10, 11, or 12.
Yeah.
Not today, Tom. Maybe we can do, if you did them, why don't you quickly, while we wrap up, put the picks up there so that we have them, because I'm sure that you did. All right, Terry. So yesterday, Terry, unfortunately, Penn National got canceled because of all those
wait a minute. That's right, but I don't think we put up our pick, our prime rib pick 4 first.
We have to put those up. I'm sorry, Terry. You're right.
That's right. That's because
I
interrupted you.
Prime rib pick 4. No, I just forgot. Sometimes those neurons aren't firing the way they're supposed to, Terry.
Yep, that's right. Well,
so here are our prime rib pick 4s.
Yeah. So in the 6th race, I like the 6 with the 5 and the 4. In the 7th, I like the 2, 4, 8, and 1. 8th, I like the 3 with the 5, 7, and 1. And the 9th, I like the 9, 5, 2, and 7.
So like Terry, I went the 4, 4, 3, 4 route. I just feel like race number 8 with the Lucci and is my best bet in there, is the one leg that I could cut down a little bit on. I was thinking about actually narrowing it down to 2 and maybe putting 5 somewhere else, but I'll just go 4, 4, 3, 4. I feel like that's the best order. All right, Terry. Now back to my train of thought from before. Yesterday,
all right.
Unfortunately, those thin, unable to handle the elements people in Pennsylvania like Sean, a little bit of cold and you can't get outside.
That's right.
But today you decided to stay in Pennsylvania, back to where we were yesterday. You feel like you had a good day at Parks. So much like, what is it they say? When you drink too much, the next day you got to have a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you. Today, Terry's going back for a little bit more of the hair of the Parks dog for his best bet of the day.
Yeah, I like the 8th race there at Parks. I like number 5, Divine Huntress. Won her last race at Laurel at 7 furlongs and now stretches out to 1 mile and 70 yards. I think she can handle that distance. Number 7, Collins Gray Lady, finished 4th in a $100,000 stakes race, and she had stayed with the speed for most of the race. She's now dropping back in class, which I think will help. And then I like number 6, Burano, won her last race after being stakes placed previously.
Mm-hmm. So you know that biblical thing is says, "Ask and thou shalt receive," right, Tom? Terry.
Yeah.
So we asked Tom if he's got some chili picks, and of course we do receive. Here are Tom's chili picks or Chile, depending upon how you pronounce it. I think I got that one right, Tom. I might not get the French ones correct, but I'm pretty sure I get the Spanish ones right. Race number 10 down in Chile. Number 14, California Spring. Race number 10. Race number 11, number 4, Don Cilindo. Number 12, Majestic Chrome. And Jay Marco chimed in to say, have a great day to both you and I, Terry. We hope that Jay Marco and everybody else has a great day today too, right, Terry?
Yeah, we do. And then Jimmy Little was saying about the Gulfstream start of the day, pretty good. So
with a big bomb there. Yeah, I had the one
choice
as my bomb to come in front, but it didn't happen. So
well, that was my 4th choice, number 3. So that's pretty good. Paid $63. I wish they would have had the 8.
Uh-huh. So Terry, any final things before we get up and out of here on Monday, this hump day, which is not hump day for you because you're retired?
Well, yeah, tomorrow for retired people, I think tomorrow's hump day. But for me, if you liked what you saw today, subscribe on YouTube, and then follow us on Twitter at Horse Race Number 2 Day, and then like us on Facebook at Horse Race Number 2 Day, and have a great rest of the week. Stay safe and enjoy life. And anybody that's close to you, please tell them you love them at least once.
At least once today, if not twice, in case they didn't hear you the first time.
That's
or they're like, what did you say? Right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate it. We hope you have a great day today too, everybody. As always, Terry, we hope everybody has a great day and that all of their picks. And before we go there, Terry, make sure you join Sean and I tonight again. So reminder, Horse Center, 8:00 with jockey husband and wife tandem, Katie and Trevor McCarthy and Baby Riley. We'll have Aubrey Green on tomorrow night for the Players Edge podcast. That'll be at 9:30 Eastern. We'll be talking about races at fairgrounds. Tom and I on Friday will be talking about Hong Kong races and foreign Fridays. So a lot on tap. Terry and I have to make up our minds which stake races we're going to cover on Saturday. So still a lot to go, even though it's not even hump day for Terry yet. All right, Terry.
Well, tomorrow we're going to do Aqueduct. So there we go.
There you go. Yes, we'll be there for Aqueduct. And you want us to include your picks like Tom? Hit us up in the comment section. Send them to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com or hit them up on post them on our social sites as well. All right, Terry, one last time. We hope today for everybody and all of our picks and your picks end up in the
winner circle.
Have a fantastic hump day, all you non-retired people.